Okay, so let's take a look at how you can connect Zoho Mail with Notion. Right, so now for Notion, I'm going to make sure that I create a page and I add one of the table, or you can say database table, into that Notion page. So if we go to Notion, I created this page called Gmail Zapier, within which I added table that has name and subject into it. So whatever email comes from Zoho Mail with name and subject should appear here. Right, you can always remove unused rows just to see whether this appends or not. Right, so when new entry comes in, it should start from here. So go back to Zapier, and then here you have apps. So for apps, you can see we have Zoho Mail and also Notion added. You can always add new apps by typing in within search box of apps page. Right, now if I go back to dashboard to choose AI prompt, where I can type my connection, when new email comes in, append it to Notion page table. So I will generate this app, and once it adds something, it will give you option to check that Zap append inbound emails to Notion page table. Click try it, and let's see how it works. Now basically the first trigger is new inbound email. In email by Zapier, we will be replacing this particular step to, let's see if I can change this. Okay, so this is not what I want, so I will go back and let's see if I can delete this, or I will just pick from this, call it Zoho, then I can remove this. Right, so it is not letting me do that, so we'll go back and just remove this particular zap, considering it is not being in use. Right, and here we'll go back to dashboard. Here I will have to manually mention when email comes in Zoho Mail. Right, append it to Notion page table. So let's see what it says now. Make sure to be specific with your program, otherwise AI will only be generic with the content. Right, so here our Zoho Mail account is selected. Now I can continue and move on to folder part, where you can see it is going to choose inbox. Then group result, I have to group it to yes. Then account details, I will have to point to the one that I have. Click continue and test this particular trigger. Right, so if I click on test trigger, it should take me to one of the new pages there. Right, so okay, next thing would be to check the email. Click continue with selected records, and right here I have event to update database item. Right, click continue, again click continue. Now we have to show it the database where it is, so let's go and find Gmail Zapier, and within that there is name, so I will have to find sender as name, and then subject, where I have to give it one of the new subject. Right, you can also choose additional values if there are any. So apart from that, required field has to be, let's say this time can see anything custom subject to subject, so we map that. And if you have any additional values, let's see, subject is there and summary, so we have like two things added there, and then content. So for content, new email in Zoho Mail. Right, and let's pick that to from address. Right, and then everything looks there. Item is right, so here Gmail Zapier, item required is custom. where you see subject, right, and then name sender, and then let me delete this part so that there will be only one option available for subject. Here I can pick another one if I want to, then send that as one of the two options. Once all fields are filled, I can test this app and let's see if status is okay. Sometimes it does create some issues, which is better investment, and so can skip test and publish. Let's see how many items get appended. Right, make sure whenever you are appending, it is appending within the raw text. Right, so let's update this. If it doesn't update that, then do note that you may have to change few items. Right, so here you can see one of the items need update. Right, so I will go back and check update, edit existing draft, database, then item. So here you see this is the database item and we add it. Okay, so name and subject is there, name and subject, and then you can see or add search step, find database item. Okay, add search step. Should this step be considered success when nothing is found? Create notion database, that doesn't, if it doesn't exist yet, right? And then finally here you can pick the content, new email, then send that. I'll be adding that. Then content format, like I said, plain text, because often we don't get due to this reason. Then remove these extra fields, and then one more thing, database, we have to mention that, right? So Gmail Zapier, and then we move. Finally it will allow you to continue. Then test the app, hopefully it will send this time. So we added one more step there. You can finally continue and then again continue. Here you will appear for these changes. Finally publish. Right, test step, and we have like 2 steps, and then publish here version. I will name 1 and publish. Everything goes correctly, should appear. Right, so now here as you can see our subject and our digest, the content appears exactly the way I wanted. So I managed to connect the Zoho mails with Notion database.